Morehouse College has been in the news because President Joe Biden was invited to speak there. He accepted the invitation, and he is the commencement speaker at Morehouse College for graduation. Now, that was wild enough. That was a terrible choice by Morehouse. It's bad optics and tone deafness for Joe Biden, but I get it. Joe Biden just wants the attention. I understand why Joe Biden is moving the way he is. He wants to remind people that you ain't black if you don't vote for him. But what's crazy to me is that Morehouse is actually doubling down on this. The faculty are complaining. The alumni have posted a letter online saying that they don't want President Biden there. Not all the alumni. I'm sure there's plenty of alumni that probably want him there, knowing Morehouse as I do. But I know that enough people are saying no, that this is an issue. And so the students demanded a meeting with the Morehouse president, David Thomas. And the president, he met with about 50 students. And when he met with those students, he said, before going into the meeting, or his provost said going into the meeting, we're going to meet with y'all, but we're very clear that we have no plans on changing our decision. So basically, we'll talk to you, but Biden's still going to be the choice. I thought that that was a strange thing to do, but I understood that they had to kind of set their parameters before they go in. I'm still thinking maybe they'll be open to persuasion when they get in the meeting. The students explained their position. The Morehouse students courageously stood up and talked about the genocide in Gaza. They courageously spoke up about all the things they had issue with President Biden right now at this moment, and how it looked bad, how it disrespected the legacy of King, how it disrespected the legacy, I would add, of Benjamin Elijah Mays. This is a terrible choice. It's a terrible choice. Well, the president responds. President responds. I'm going to show you what he said, because what you see in this photo is the energy he had the whole time. Basically, like, I'm going to tell y'all what it is. Y'all going to deal with it. And that's that on that. And that's basically how it went down. Here's what he said.
I also have made the decision not to reverse course for several reasons. By reverse course, what I mean is withdraw the invitation to come speak at commencement from the President of the United States. Record may be complicated, but I think his body of work over the course of 50 years actually merits the recognition that comes from a Morehouse degree. He's in a particular moment now with these issues of Gaza, Hamas, Israel, but I didn't think that it merited revoking that invitation. I also don't think that the world will perceive it as Morehouse being complicit with the atrocities that the Israeli military are committing in Gaza. I don't think that will be the case. And if asked, I am prepared to say that our invitation in no way is an endorsement of U.S. policy or strategy at this point in the way that they are engaging with Gaza.
The man said that the record is complicated. Well, yeah, it is complicated. He voted like most Democrats did in the Senate for decades. But he also voted for the crime bill. He also was an author of some of the most draconian legislation against Black people in American history, certainly since the end of slavery. We talking 3 strikes. We talking crime bill. We talking Prison Litigation Reform Act. We're talking about all of these vicious sentences. He talked about racial jungles when discussing integration. He was anti-busing. He's been anti-reparations. Joe Biden has consistently opposed Black freedom, justice, and equality until he was forced to when the tide changed politically. And right now, not 5 years ago, not 10 years ago, right now at this moment, he is helping to prosecute a genocidal war in Gaza. He literally just finished beating the war drum and the fundraising drum to send $26 billion more over to Israel, a big chunk of which is for military aid, which means he's sending more guns, more bombs, more defense shields, and he's also advocating for what? For the U.S. to continue to give diplomatic and legal protection to Israel by vetoing ceasefire resolutions, by vetoing any kind of accountability measures, and by hiding the gross contraventions of international law that Israel engages in every single day of these 202 days of the war on Gaza. So right now, since he's accepted the invitation from Morehouse to speak, he's committed war crimes. Morehouse should be ashamed of this. But this president of Morehouse, this man has the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say his record is complicated, but it warrants a Morehouse degree. Then what the hell does a Morehouse degree mean? Now, I have too much respect, admiration even for Morehouse as someone who attended there and graduated, attended there, as someone who taught there, as someone who has deep and profound respect for Morehouse. I refuse to allow this man to say that Joe Biden's record is commensurate with a Morehouse degree. How dare you, sir? It is disgraceful. It is disgusting. It is indefensible. And I hope that every single alum, I hope that every single graduate stands up and walks out on that graduation or turns their back to Joe Biden, because he doesn't deserve an audience at graduation. No, absolutely